Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jessica and today I will be taking you through a heart chakra yoga flow. The heart chakra is associated with the color green and it represents transformation and love energy. The heart chakra is love, it's compassion, it's joy, and it's our connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us. The heart chakra allows us to see the beauty and the love within and surrounding us. For today's practice, we will be focusing on opening up throughout the chest and the shoulders. No prompts are required, but if you do like to have blocks throughout your practice for certain poses, please have them close by. Today, we will be beginning in child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Rather than coming down into your traditional child's pose, we're going to thread the right arm underneath the left, finding a twist, bringing your right ear and shoulder to the mat. Starting to bring some awareness to your breath. Deepening those inhales and exhales. One of the first things we can do to balance the heart chakra is gratitude. So I invite you in this moment to think of something you are grateful for and hold on to that throughout this practice and throughout the rest of your day. Start to lift yourself up. Bring your left hand an inch or two in front of you, and then raise your right arm up towards the sky, finding a counter twist, opening your heart out. Exhale, plant your hand, finding this twist on the other side, threading your left arm through, dropping your left ear, left shoulder to the ground. Finding length in your spine. Some affirmations we can pair with the heart chakra for today's flow are: I am deserving of love and I make meaningful connections. I am deserving of love. I make meaningful connections. Start to bring in right hand in about an inch or two. Lift yourself up. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. Open your heart. Exhale, plant your hand, coming onto hands and knees into your tabletop pose. Knees under your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to find a variation of cat-cow coming down onto our forearms. So dropping your arms onto the mat. Elbows should be directly under your shoulders, just right where your hands were. Ground down firmly into your palms, into your forearms, and find cat-cow from here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. You might notice your range of motion is a little bit less in this variation, and that's okay. We're trying to target the upper body a little bit more through the shoulders, the chest, the thoracic spine. Few more rounds, following your breath, creating space. Come back to a neutral spine. Keep your knees and your hips as they are, and just walk your hands forward, coming into puppy pose. Sink your heart down towards the mat. Maybe rest your forehead on the floor. If you have a little bit more space in your body, you can rest your chin to the mat. If you'd like to soften the stretch a little bit, you can walk your hands towards the edges of the mat, widening your hands. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can walk your hands closer together. Whatever feels good for your body today. Draw your navel in. Let the movement come from your upper back. Inhale, look forward. Start to draw yourself forward, coming into Sphinx pose. Firmly plant your pelvis and your feet into the ground. Lift out of your shoulders. Broaden your shoulders onto your back. Draw your chest forward, almost as if you're pulling yourself forward with your hands actively. Chin parallel to the ground. Exhale, start to lower down. Bring your hands to beside your chest, framing your torso. Grounding down through your feet, through your pelvis. Lift up, baby cobra. Drawing your shoulder blades together, activating your spine. Exhale, lower down. Finding this 2 more times. Inhale, lifts you up. Create space. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Finding your way into downward facing dog. You can move through tabletop or push yourself up directly there. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Hands shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance. You can have a generous bend in your knees. Your heels don't need to be touching the ground. Sink your chest towards your thighs, pressing firmly into the floor. Inhale, raise your right leg up towards the sky, keeping your leg nice and straight. And exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, stepping your foot in between the palms at the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down, stacking your right knee over your foot, over your ankle. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, maybe gazing up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest up a little bit more, maybe finding a baby back bend. And exhale, release, reframing your leg. Send your hips back, start to straighten your front leg, maybe inch that foot forward a little bit. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Start to look forward, rebend into your knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee up off the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky, finding a twist. Exhale, plant your hands, step your foot back into plank pose. Maybe lowering the knees with control, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhale for cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up and back. Finding your foundation. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, stepping your foot forward in between the hands at the top of your mat. Lower your back knee to the floor, and inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Maybe gazing up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest a little bit more, create space. Exhale, frame your front leg, send your hips back, straightening out your front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Ardha Hanumanasana. I am deserving of love. I make meaningful connections. Look forward, start to re-bend into your front leg. Lift your knee up. Draw your arm, left arm up towards the sky, finding a twist. Maybe gazing up if that's okay for your neck today. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Either dropping your knees or staying lifted this time, lower down all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower, finding your way into downward facing dog. Breathing here. Spine nice and long, head relaxed, maybe shaking yes and no. Bend through your knees, look towards the top of the mat and step, hop, or jump towards the top, forward fold, Uttanasana. Knees can be generously bent here, spine relaxed. Option to clasp opposite elbows, maybe finding a little bit of a sway. If you took the clasp, release your hands back down to the mat, bend your knees even more, sit your weight into your heels and start to roll up inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head and shoulders are the last to come up. Coming into the Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms shining forward, chest broaden. Equal balance between both feet. Option to close down your eyes or soften your gaze. Start to lean all the way forward, weight into your toes. Then lean all the way over to the right. Now all the way back, weight fully into your heels. And then coming over to the left. And then back to center, finding your center, equally balanced. Option to flutter open the eyes now or keep them closed. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot towards the back of the mat, planting your heel down, ensuring that you're keeping your feet on train tracks, so hips width distance apart rather than on a tight line. Ground down through your feet, lift up, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Generous bend in the front knee, directly aligned over the top of your heel. Bring your hands to clasp behind your back. Draw your fists down and away from your back. Broaden your chest forward. Open your heart. Create space in your front body. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into humble warrior. Sending your fists up to the sky overhead. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can lower your fist down towards your back. Ground down through your legs, engage your core, rise back up. Reach your arms back up towards the sky. Cactus your arms. And then bring your right arm under your left, binding once or twice. Eagle arms, shoulders down, elbows up, hands away from the face. Straighten your front leg, coming into a variation of pyramid pose. Start to send your hips back, lean your torso forward, coming down halfway, keeping a nice long spine, active through the legs. Staying here or coming down into your full variation, either planting your hands on your shins, if you have blocks, using blocks, or coming all the way down to the floor. Relax your head. Start to look towards the top of your mat, bend into your front knee, walk your hands slightly forward, and then push into your leg, lift your left leg up high towards the sky, standing splits. Exhale, lower your foot to meet your top one. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, lift up, coming into chair pose. And inhale, release, standing back up, mountain pose. Palms facing forward, shoulders away from your ears, lifting up through your kneecaps. Crown of your head towards the ceiling. I am deserving of love. I make meaningful connections. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, maybe gaze up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time stepping back with your right leg, planting your heel towards the earth. Rising up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Nice and powerful here, engaging through your legs, sending your tailbone down, equal balance between your feet. Interlace your fists behind your back the more unusual way this time. And then send your fists away, lifting them away from your back, creating space in your front body. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into humble warrior, sending your fists up towards the sky, deepening the stretch, working on your balance. Use your core strength to help lift yourself back up, reaching your arms up back towards the sky, creating length in the spine. Exhale, cactus your arms. This time bringing left arm under right, finding eagle arms, finding once or twice. Option to also bring your hands towards opposite shoulders. Shoulders down away from your ears, elbows up, palms facing away. Straighten your front leg, coming into pyramid pose, folding down halfway, spine nice and long. Option to stay here or release, folding down any amount. Gaze forward, bring your hands forward, bending into your left knee. Push up, lifting your right leg up high towards the sky, as high as you can. Exhale, drop your right foot, meet your left, bend your knees, sink your hips, reach up, chair pose. And inhale, stand up tall, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Swan dive, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into plank pose, and lower down with control all the way to your belly. This time, bringing your arms out in front of you. Once again, planting your pelvis firmly into the floor. You're going to lift your right arm, right leg up off the ground, create space in your upper body, create length. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your left arm, right leg up off the ground, creating space, using back strength, glute strength. Exhale, lower down. This time lifting both legs, both arms and chest off the ground. Reach out long, create space in your body. Maintain this, but swan dive your arms behind you. Lifting up a little bit taller if you can. And exhale, release. Bringing your forehead to the mat, maybe shaking out your legs a little bit. Lift yourself back up into tabletop pose. Coming back into that variation where we had our forearms on the ground, we're going to be finding our way into dolphin pose. So make sure your elbows are shoulder width distance apart. You can use your hands clasping your elbows to make sure they're the right distance. Firmly plant your palms and your forearms into the ground. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, almost like a downward dog. Your knees can be generously bent. Your heels don't have to be touching the floor here either. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can walk your feet in a little bit. Relax your head, maybe shaking yes or no. Lower your knees back down to the ground, finding your way into puppy pose again. Softening your chest towards the earth. Option this time to bring your hands into prayer position at the back of your head, creating a little bit of a stretch in your triceps and in your arms. Noticing how you feel now, what emotions have arisen. I am deserving of love. I make meaningful connections. Release your hands back down to the earth if you took that variation, and find your way onto your belly once again. Coming into broken wing pose. Start to bring your right arm out beside you into a 90-degree angle. You can have your arm straight out like a T or have it bent 90 degrees in line with your elbow. So I'll show it on this side. And start to lean over onto your right side, coming onto your ear. Your knees can be bent here. You can keep them straight, or to deepen it, you can send your left leg back behind you. You may need to play around with the angle of your arm to find what stretch works the best for your chest and your shoulders. Start to release, coming back onto your belly. Finding this on the second side. Bringing your left arm in line with your shoulder, either straight out into a T or into a 90-degree bend. Coming over onto your left side, left cheek and ear. Option to bring your foot behind you. Breathing deep here. Exhale, come back onto your belly. Create a little pillow with your hands. Resting here for a few breaths. If you'd like to release your back, You can bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs a little bit. If you'd like to stay here as your final resting pose, I'll leave that option up to you. Otherwise, you can simply turn onto your back, rolling over, coming into Shavasana, lowering your legs to the earth, taking up space on your mat, relaxing your arms down by your side, or bringing one hand to your heart and the other to your belly. Feeling your breath enter your body. I invite you to come back to what you were grateful for at the beginning of your practice as a reminder to yourself, so you can carry it here and into the rest of your day. Letting today's practice integrate into the body. Start to bring some awareness back to your breath. Finding some light movement, wiggling your toes and your ankles, your wrists. When you're ready, rolling over onto one side, coming into a little fetal position. Taking a few breaths here. Using arm strength to push yourself back up, finding your way into a comfortable seat. Joining your hands together at heart center. Let's close with a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Please let me know what you thought in the comments. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.